how to find below market value property in 2022. And I'm not just going to bang on about finding motivated sellers. You may learn some new stuff that you haven't heard before, so stay tuned. Hi, my name is Ranjan Bhattacharya. I've been investing and developing properties for 30 years. You may have seen me on the hit Sky TV show Property Elevator, or you may have attended one of our property networking meets in central London. If it's the first time you're here and you've just found us, then make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon. We put out new videos each and every week, all dedicated to keeping you on top of your property investing game. Now, the golden rule of property investing is that you make your money when you buy. And rule number 2 is never lose sight of rule number 1. So let's try to understand what we mean by making money when you buy. And for that, I'm going to quote the great Warren Buffett, who says, "Price is what you pay, value is what you get." So in the property context, you've got your house or your property or whatever it is. The value of the property is here, and the price you pay is this. So if you've done a deal at this price, then you've locked in quite a bit of equity or value, if you like, by buying it below its real value. Now, most property investors are encouraged to find properties which are priced at below their market value. And the key way they're taught to do that is to hunt for motivated sellers. People who are motivated to sell their property quickly and willing to accept a lesser price, even though they know their properties are valued a little bit more, they're happy to accept a lower price in exchange for a quick and guaranteed sale. Very similar to WeBuyAnyCar.com and all of that, where you don't necessarily get full market price for your vehicle, you get a below market value price, but you're guaranteed that sale. Now, I've done a full video on finding properties from motivated sellers, and we'll link to this one here. Go and check that one out afterwards. It's got some useful tips in there. Now, one of the things I say in that video is that there are three primary reasons why people are motivated to sell their property for a lower price than what it's worth. And those are the 3 Ds: the death, the debt, and the divorce. Now, the biggest factor which motivates people to sell quickly or below market value is the debt element. Now, in recent years, interest rates have been near rock bottom. They've been the lowest they've been in centuries, quite frankly. And as a result of that, more and more people have a tighter grip on their mortgage repayments, and fewer people are finding themselves in mortgage arrears, and hence the number of people who are motivated to sell because of debt is at pretty much an all-time low. But what would you say if I told you that you can actually buy a property at pretty much market value? You can pay market price for a property, but still make your money when you buy. Interested? Well, I'll tell you that in a moment, but if you're liking this video, smash that like button. Also, smash the subscribe button and the bell icon. You'll get notified when we upload future videos. Now, of course, just focusing on motivated sellers who are willing to sell their properties below market value means that you're focusing on a smaller percentage of properties which are available for sale right now. Because, of course, few people who have got their properties on the market will be motivated enough to sell their properties below market value. But if we go back to basics, again, I'll flash up the famous Warren Buffett quote, "Price is what you pay, value is what you get." If you go back to that fundamental principle, there is another way of cutting this cake. What about if you look at properties where you're pretty much paying market value and therefore market price? Now, that pretty much represents more than 90% of the properties available for sale, because most people are selling their properties at market value expecting to achieve market price. So how do you extract value when you buy the property? Well, what we're looking at is potential value. The way my students get tons of deal flow is that they're not necessarily looking for motivated sellers. Sometimes it happens and it's great when it does. But what they're looking for is properties which are on the market and they're paying at or near market value for those properties. What they're doing is they're trying to figure out whether there's any latent value in there. There's potential to increase the value through their knowledge. And the key thing that's working for people right now is exploring permitted development angles on commercial properties, because commercial properties can now be converted to residential use under permitted development, which is a light touch planning regime system. Now, if you know your permitted development rights inside out, then what you can do is you can actually pick off properties which are on sale at market value. Use your knowledge of the permitted development rights to know what exactly you can convert to residential and what you can't. And then if you know that, then what you've actually got is a potential value of the actual property. So what my students are doing, they're picking up properties which are on sale in the open market, using their knowledge, applying the permitted development rights, increasing the value to their potential value. And basically what you're looking to achieve there is a 30% margin. So the advantages of doing this particular strategy right now is that these new rules that allow you to convert commercial to residential properties have only just been introduced, and the market and vendors and even agents aren't fully aware of their true potential. That means if you're on the inside track and understand these rights inside out, then you know something that others don't. And 2022 is going to be a year of the first mover. And first movers will have considerable advantage in actually exploiting these opportunities right now, while the market knowledge is relatively weak. By the time we get into 2023, there'll be far more awareness of these permitted development rights. And what we'll start to see is that the potential, this potential value will start to get baked into the asking price. So for now, in 2022, there's opportunity to make hay while the sun is shining. So let's have a quick recap on what I'm saying. You can make your money when you buy by looking for motivated sellers to sell you their property at below market value, but there are fewer of those on sale. What happens if you just focus on looking for property, commercial property, where you know how you can increase the value of it using permitted development rights? Then you can go hunting for properties that's on sale and pay market value for it and still come out with your magic 30% margin. If this appeals to you and you want to find out more, I host a number of regular 90-minute free masterclasses in this. There's a link in the description. Sign up for the next one. Join me on that, and I'll give you a full guided tour of how you can exploit this strategy, which is going to be the #1 strategy in 2022. Hope you like this video. If you have, smash that like button. Also subscribe, hit the bell icon. You'll get plenty more videos from me each and every week. See you guys next time. High streets across the land are changing forever. Basically, there's an oversupply of retail premises. Shops are closing down, more are going to close down in the future. The government know this, and that's why they're introducing a light touch planning system which allows small developers to easily repurpose these buildings to residential use under a light touch planning regime called permitted development. Now, this is going to be the biggest revolution and the biggest change and the biggest opportunity for property investors that I've ever seen. And this is all coming into effect on 1st of August. So you need to know what's happening and what properties to look for to take advantage of these opportunities so that you can get in there and take that first mover advantage. I've got a 90-minute free masterclass to get you ready for August the 1st. Make sure you join me, click the link below. Whether you're a beginner or expert, we'll get you started.